Welcome back, everybody, to Rolling Until Ragnarok's The Fellow Tyrant. I think we're on episode 7 now. Dear Lord. It's been a long week, and I've just been looking forward to this all week. So let's just jump right in. No talking about Doom Links today, even though you should go ahead and use our thing to buy a whole bunch of shit from them, because Doom Links are awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I believe our party just finished downing and with Tablu's help a little bit, killing a green dragon and safely exhuming it from the ground, leaving it just kind of, I guess you'd call it mulch now, huh? But it has been a long day for you all, and there's a lot of talk as the caravans and carriages are set upright and reattached to each other. There's a lot of whispers and commotion as people are scared. They've not really seen a dragon die in this area and don't really know the ramifications of killing one. But for the most part, Juju just kind of looks around and goes, well, hopefully we don't have to figure that out if you all get on board and we just get on out of here.
Mosey our way on down the trail.
I don't think moseying's the option here. I think
they still
This will
mosey.
definitely add to my fame.
We definitely mosey in the hills. There's a lot of moseying.
We don't mosey where I'm from.
But-
I think we should hustle though.
definitely. And Soul will start ushering anyone who's not on the caravan onto it and get in himself.
So you get some rest now, as we are going to take a couple days to travel still north. Well, northwest, really. We're the caravans are actually going to a specific spot that a lot of caravans kind of make like a holdover place. There's this ongoing little market that goes on where different caravans and carriages pull up and they sell kind of some of the wares, and you could call this almost like the in-between market, because you're not really in like the realm of where Underwing is yet, but you are still pushing. You can still see the soot and the ash that becomes the ground from this area. It's almost on that border between, if we go up this road a little bit more, we have to go through the checkpoints. But if we stay right here, this is kind of an open marketplace. This is also where a lot of these caravans have to make some kind of sale when they're out here. This is a way to keep the tithings going, so it's looked at as a pretty good thing by many of the dragons and their kin. So you pull up. It's pretty early in the morning, even though where we're at, the sky doesn't really ever change that much. It's always kind of this weird red mist clouds that lie above. It's almost as if you can look to the east and see where the sun would be, because the skies get clearer to the east, but the more west you go, the darker and harder and harsher the cloud, the overhead becomes. But as you're pulling up to the market circle, there are lanterns. There are people hustling all about. Even in this early in the morning time, there's trade being done. You can hear some people playing little pipes and different kinds of music. There's also a big bonfire in the middle where people are selling different food.
We should find Asen some new hot pants.
Where do they sell his hot pants? Like, does he get them at a special store?
My master's wife made them. She made all 5 of them.
So you've only had the 5 this whole time? You keep them in such good condition.
Well, I only have one butt.
Right.
Oh.
I just,
Asen, when's the last time you bathed?
Regularly.
And you keep the pants washed and maintained too?
That's why you have 5 pair. You only have to take off the one that's closest to your butt.
Sure.
So this is an onions having layers situation?
Oh my god.
I mean, what do you guys do?
So which pair did I get?
To answer that question, I just liberate a new outfit.
And you'll look, and there's new patches on Soul's robes that he's been wearing. I've been just gathering scrap and replacing what gets torn, washing it out.
Think he gets it.
I mean, it makes sense why you have 5 pair. You rotate them. Yeah, that makes sense.
There you go.
As everything kind of comes to a stop, and you can see just a little bit up on the hilltop where the marketplace is, Juju kind of comes down and explains that they're going to make camp here, but they're going to bring one of their caravans up top, and this is where they're going to be for a couple weeks. So as long as you guys are good and back from your travel up north a little bit with the ore, we'll be good.
Okay.
But
Can we buy weapons here?
I was just say, look around and buy a bunch of.
You're also welcome to check out the marketplace. There's
shopping episode.
as you all get up to where the circle of caravans are, there's large caravans and small carts and a mix of all the different like carriages and different colors. You can tell that they're from different parts of the realm. These are making this stop makes their tithing trips possible, and you can see Isis. You'd recognize one because it looks like it is actually from Rostberg. Like you can see it's like hunkered down with all the different furs, but it also has Aurora's state banner on it, which is nice. There's 3 really main carts that really stick out that are like, these are like the main things that are selling. There are like little food stalls and other little like bauble shops and stuff, but you have to remember that there's not really a lot of magic to be had here. So everything being sold and traded is kind of mundane. I will say one of the carts is large. It looks like it's been singed or even burnt at one point, but there's this bright lavender wood that comes out from the burnt parts. This cart has a large depiction of the moon on it, and a lot of other little fey-like things to it. And out front is a satyr who looks old and annoyed at the world, sitting and kind of watching as some of the little pixies and stuff all flutter around and do their thing, and ask him questions from time to time. But that's his whole thing. The other 2 carts, one of them looks like it might be a dwarven forge cart, so think kind of like a movable forge for making weapons. And another cart looks like it might have some very, very minor like armor alteration type of place. It's like they'll like think of her as a Fenris. She'll fix your armor. She's not going to make you new armor.
Mm.
But here we are.
We should definitely take the ore that we found to the dwarf blacksmith.
You need
See
to
if he can craft anything.
Oh, you're talking about you're talking about all the metal that you have.
The
from
Malachite
castle.
Abbey's metal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. I was gonna say the ore is what you all are currently on the road to go get.
Right.
That was my first thought, is getting this over there, seeing if they can work it, or if they can tell us what we need for it.
Mm-hmm. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Anybody else need to get anything while we're here?
Not unless there's any kind of supplies we would need to take with us on our trip to get the ore, but no.
It would also be good to actually go to like the weapons, see if they have any additional, or at least upgrade our like weapons.
When you say that, Soul is gonna look at the piece of the just hunk of metal he's been using and be like, "You're probably right."
I usually am, Sticky. I usually am.
Isis, since you're a smith, why don't you take the metal to the dwarves for us if you don't need to go to any of the other carts?
Yeah, absolutely, that works. Because I don't really, since I am kind of a magic user, weapons aren't really something I need to look at right now. Yeah.
If they can work it, we can figure out what we need. If they can't, maybe they'll be able to tell you what you need.
I'm thinking giant ass shield from Dragonfire would probably be a
Be a big
Start.
plus. Yeah.
Okay. You make your way over to this one, like I said, the one cart that looks like the weapons cart. There's tons of different like sheet weapons and also think like this is also a place that just blades are made. So there's knives and like cooking butcher knives and stuff like that all hanging kind of from the front. You can see the opening in the side of the cart is almost like it's custom made, quote unquote, as the dwarf has really just like soldered a whole bunch of metal to keep the cart all the way open on the side. And he's just kind of sitting in this little area with this kiln and this forge going, and the top of the cart looks like it's been almost made into like chicken wire so the smoke can get out, but he can also cover it up when he has to when it rains, type of thing. It's all very it's impressive work, but it's all very, you can tell that he is like patching it as he goes, type of thing. And he kind of looks over and he goes, what? Do you need some kind of knife for your cooking or something?
Isis would, of course, like admire his craftsmanship for his little stall he has here and be like, this is fine work for someone who seems to, I'm guessing, travel a whole lot. It's a very impressive setup you have here.
Oh, please roll presence.
That's not bad. That's an 18 on hope.
Heck yeah, it's awesome. I think he'd stand up and he's holding one of his hammers that he's been carefully working on, some little chopper looking thing. Think like just like very an everyday all like every needs knife type of thing. And he kind of just looks at you and he goes, "Oh, and what do you know?" And he kind of like he's not trying to be like, "What do you know?" But he's like, "Oh, well, I mean, you know what I'm talking about." And he throws this into the quenching liquid and just shh. He cares very little about whatever he's working on. It's kind of like his busy work thing.
She would just nod and she's like, "Yeah, that was a good quench. The metal wasn't too hot. He seems like you know what you're doing." And she would pull out the steel that she has, the metal that we found, and she'd be like, "My party and I stumbled upon this in our travels, and we are wondering if there's anything that we can make of this. It seems like it's very hardy, good, heat-resistant steel, and someone of your craftsmanship, of course, might be able to give me knowledge that I don't quite have in this."
He goes to look at it, and he looks a little bit surprised at first, and he goes, I don't know where you would have gotten anything like this, but this is really good. You would need something better than my kiln to heat it up, though. It's got a higher temperature to it. Yeah. You'd need a real forge, not a little one that I've take on the ways to make fun little trinkets for these idiots. And he kind of gestures to everybody outside of you and him.
Do we overhear that? Does Asen overhear that?
Probably.
I mean, if you're here, we're talking out loud.
He would take off his axe and be like, "So you can't make this shinier and better?"
Mm-hmm. Not with this metal down here. You'll need. I don't know where you're going, but you'll have to find a more proper forge. Just one that has a higher level of heat to it.
So disappointed. He was looking forward to a nice axe upgrade.
Well, does he have any other wares, I guess, that you're interested in, Asen? And she would point to all the different...
Yeah, he's got all the basic weapons you could, if you wanted to switch to a different type of weapon, this would be one to do it. Or even just grab two others, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I know you'd said something about, dual wielding at one point or something.
Yeah, but after fighting Vashat, I was definitely on my potential thought list.
And it would be even cooler, Asen, because you could use fire in one weapon and ice in the other weapon at the same time.
But I wanted, an axe, though. I feel like that's been my thing. People know, he's gonna, strike a pose. People know me for that.
They make smaller axes.
They do.
Why would I want a smaller axe?
Not super small, but smaller so that you can wield two of them more efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
Without them getting tangled.
Because then the magic will crisscross and it'll be really wonky.
You should never cross streams.
Yeah, that's very true.
I don't get why they would be tangled, but I will note down the not to cross streams. That's important. I can see that. So
the heat and the cold mixing can cause an explosion.
And it might backfire on you.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Elemental Magic 101.
Yeah, it is a course that everyone has to take. We'll get you there.
Oh,
Mayrin, and I'm sure we know.
Will I have time for this? Can you train me for this?
We'll do it on the road.
Okay. Magic 101. No cross streams.
Mm-hmm. Number
5. No cross streams.
We'll add that to the rule list. Yes.
That's when you know you've become the master. You start adding your own rules.
Oh my goodness. Wait, are you saying that Master had to make up his own rules that he didn't just know them? Oh shit.
Yes, that is your next step. Like she said, onto being a master. You make your own rules to then pass on to your next followers.
Ah, yes. You know what? Dickie, you are now officially one of my followers. I will allow you to be that. And I can pass on the new rules to you.
Marin's gonna whisper to Soul, my condolences.
I'm just
gonna be over there. She's gonna be like, darn, I can't believe I didn't get picked first.
You'll see an eye turn towards you, Marin, and just, what have you done? Under Soul's breath.
Okay, Ace is still not excited about the smaller axe part.
I know.
But let's see some of the I still want to see some of the two-handed axes if they're better than like what I have.
This dwarf just kind of takes in everything that just
All
happened
of
in
it.
front of him. He shakes his head and he goes, "Magic, huh? The only one that I've seen to do magic other than them damn dragons in a long time." And he points over to the old satyr that's kind of like half asleep next to his cart with the moon symbol on it. And he's like, "He used to be a lot more spry, but I mean, he used to do a lot of cool magic shows for us when we were younger." He just looks over and goes, "But I guess age gets everybody after a while. You said more axes." And he just kind of gestures. There's like one or two big axes in the back, and then there's like different types of like, these would be for cutting wood, but then there are nice like one-handed axes that are smaller than your giant axe, but they're also not small in any way, shape, or form. These are like, they're bigger than the soul. I almost called you Sticky, my lord.
They're bigger than Sticky.
I guess you could say the nickname has stuck.
Ah.
Badach.
Ooh.
But if you're looking for anything that's, I think what kind of two-handed axe do you have right now, Asen? Just the regular one, right?
Yeah. It's a D10 plus 3, which the 3 comes from my strength. So just a D10.
I think if you look in there, there should be one that's like a level 2 two-handed axe. I don't know what Daggerheart calls them. Is it advanced?
I will. Let's find out.
Yeah, I was like, we can look and find out.
Yay!
If we're looking at a tier 2, it's called improved.
There you go.
Yeah.
He would offer to take your axe and knock out some of the things and just improve your axe a little bit. But it would still be yours. He would just add some of his own metal to it.
Yeah, I that would be good. Like, I get to now keep my awesome axe, the one that I've had since a child. Let me tell you, this axe was bigger than I was when I first received it, and my master said you'd grow into it, and I did.
Certainly have, yeah.
Sticky, you need a bigger weapon. That, or we should make you a giant. Wait, what do you just got a stick? What is it?
I stole it from a piece of broken cooking equipment when I left.
Is that not why we're calling him Sticky? Because he has the stick?
Right?
The look she gives Isis, though, is just like...
It's like, and we need a giant stick for Sticky here.
Stick for Sticky, please. One stick for Sticky.
The dwarven guy leans down and goes, "Did you want me just to make you another stick, or did you want something real there?"
I was looking for a real weapon. I tend to jump around a lot in fights. Something that works well with that. But small enough that I can carry it still, obviously.
As a dwarf, I don't do much jumping, so if you want to look around and give me an idea of what you'd like here, I'm sure we might even have something.
I think I would look around, and if there's like a morning star or a mace or something like that, I would gravitate straight towards it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, grab yourself whatever that looks like and throw it on your sheet. And he tells Asen that it's going to take him, a couple hours or so to, like, just to polish up your weapon and make it a little bit nicer. So y'all have a little bit of time to go do something else while he does this. And he kind of
Beautiful.
like shuffles you away a little bit after accepting, after kind of like getting a nod from Juju that like Juju's gonna take care of the bill, so you all can go ahead and figure that out without having to do all that.
All right.
So she would, Isis, would say, like, okay, well, we'll hold on to this metal until we actually get to a real forge where we can heat it up properly and do something with it.
Mayren's going to do what Mayren does second best and annoy crotchety old men.
He
Second
did
best?
have fairies, didn't he?
Second best.
Yes, he does have pixies around his
More power.
Oh no.
caravan.
You can give more magic.
Right?
God, I'm sorry. I just want to instigate this so bad. I'm like, you see that little sparkly one right there? That's electric magic.
You already got fire and ice from one of them. Just one.
Oh, yeah. He needs lightning.
Imagine if I got another one or two. Eyes just light up.
There's the satyr is kind of like he's in his chair. He's kind of sleeping. He's got one of his legs up. It's bucking a little bit in his sleep. Behind him is a little like his little area, and it says seeds and salves. That's what he's selling.
I can buy more seeds.
But he's asleep as you approach him, so Mayren.
Yeah. She's going to kind of clear her throat real loudly. With dragons attacking carts lately, I wouldn't be sleeping.
Without like opening his eyes, you just hear, "You know well as I do that no dragon's gonna come down here and attack me over some seeds."
While that's true, you are kind of close to other carts.
He kind of turns his head a little bit. His antlers are long and almost jet straight back. They look like I don't remember those little hopping guys are called. Little
An
alpine.
antelope?
What are they called?
An antelope?
They're like antelopes, but they're littler and they play on mountains. I can't remember what they're called. Not the little goat guys, but anyway.
Yeah, okay.
But he's got the long horns in the back, and he kind of he like opens his eyes a little bit, and you can see they adjust to the light to look at you, and he goes, "You're close to a bunch of carts too. You bringing dragon problems over here to me?"
The only problem I have with a dragon currently.
Oh,
Kind of
current.
think about it. No problems with dragons at this time.
He like slowly stands up. You can hear all the as he gets up, all of his joints like snapping a little bit, making all the noises. And he like kind of sighs and looks down. He sees your feet, and he looks at you and goes, "I'm the great Alvis. What can I do for you?"
Wonderful. Excited. Like kitty in candy store. What kind of salves do you have?
What do you need fixed with a salve? That's the kind we have.
Everything. Burn salves. Well, maybe poison, mostly burn. Lots of burn. Do you have things that heal? Also, I would like a variety pack of seeds.
Variety pack of seeds. He looks you up and down again and goes, I don't accept gold or whatever you're thinking now. We're both satyrs. You know that I have to do a trade.
Okay.
Okay. Now he looks a little bit more vibrant. Slightly more at the okay to the trade part. He goes, okay, burn salves because you are out here just, going to relocate to Underwing. He kind of laughs at you.
You could say that.
Right. Okay.
I had more of a grander plan of relocating Underwing itself, but that works too.
And a pixie. Just gonna throw that up.
He just turns and sees you. He's like, ah. He goes,
He's gonna be looming over her, and he's gonna like put his head past her shoulder, like Bayron's shoulder, and be like, and a pixie.
what do you mean, and a pixie?
And he's gonna like those things. They give you magic if you absorb them.
They're my work. They give you what? They're my workers. He looks at Mayrin. What have you told this boy?
I have told him nothing, thank you.
Obviously,
He
thinking
thought
he
of
can
this
absorb
all his own.
pixies.
He thought of this all on his own. And he did absorb a pixie. He had a pixie, and then it turned around and it was gone, and then suddenly he could do magic.
Exactly. And I'm gonna show him I put it right here in my pants, right there. And then I was able to absorb, it's magic. So I would like a pixie with lightning.
Please.
Oh, please.
You know, the Jolter Box pixies, they're special.
You see Mayrin just kind of...
Now you can see all the Fae in this guy's eyes slowly coming into fruition. Sir, what'd you say your name was?
I am the great Asen. To strike a pose. I don't have my axe, the guy's working on. But imagine giant fierce axe. Just strike pose. Right on the back.
He immediately outlines it with his finger in the air, and he goes, "Oh, I can see it. Great. Great is a title. If you have a title, you need a miraculous pixie then. Something extra special."
Exactly.
Well, we don't. You're a great man. You don't like having to have gold on you either. It's always so clanky and it's a problem. So instead, I, Alvis, the satyr from afar, we like to trade in things. Because why would I have to carry stuff around if I don't want to, right? Fighters can't be doing that. Warriors can't be doing that.
Yes, indeed. I was surprised that these gold. He's gonna take out this bag of the gold coins that he's been getting. He's like, people do crazy things for these things, Just
I've seen it all.
Mayrin's just nodding.
He hops up. He hops up backwards and lands on his own all of his own product stuff, and he's holding on to it. He's now in his element. He's like, oh my god, I've met people to talk to that are probably dumber than me, but he's just having a ball. But he gives you this whole talk about how, depending on what kind of magic you want, there's not just lightning, there's gravity there, and he goes through all these different types of. He said, in fact, if you get the right pixie, you might be able to move stars.
Ooh.
Can you imagine raining stars down on Cinderlace?
I could spell my name out of stars,
You
and then
could.
everybody would know.
Can you imagine the whole world saying your name at once?
Isis would lean over to Mayran and be like, he knows how to spell?
We're gonna go with at least he can spell his name.
Okay.
And only probably because it's written in his pants.
Every single pair?
It would make
She would
sense.
like look in her hot pants. Oh yeah, yeah.
I feel like the master's wife would do that for me. Like she would just write it in like every single pair. That way they don't get mixed up with any of the other kids as we were growing up.
Alvis grabs a couple of these pixies and whispers to them and lets them go. And he goes, all right. Well, they've told me that if you're looking for an extra special one, there's a green one right around the other side of the carts over there. She's just hanging out, but she's the one that would know the type of magic I think you're looking for. So you'd have to go and sneak up and catch her. And while you do that, I'll get some seeds for your friend.
And selves.
Sure.
Yeah. Asa would turn around and ask Veggie, like, how do you sneak up on like a pixie? Like the last time I just kind of grabbed it. Like what are, you know, like this now he's really trying. He's like, what are the rules for like sneaking up on a pixie?
You have to pretend you don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Make it think that you don't know it's there.
I see.
And then you snatch it like you did.
Okay. I can do that.
Super stealthy.
Check. Super stealthy. We're ready.
The second Asen is out of line of sight of Alvis, he'll sit down and can't be jumping around like that anymore. Seeds and salves, yeah. Look, all this was a lot of fun, so I'll do you a favor, I suppose.
Oh, that was absolutely the favorite.
Just I can give you some seeds and some burn salve or whatever. It's not going to do a whole lot if you're. I heard you mention his king above, but
And to be below.
Sure, yeah, okay. I wouldn't advise throwing it all on and thinking you're immune to fire or nothing, but anyway, if you want to trade me something interesting or maybe a magic trick, that'd be cool.
A magic trick.
And he pulls out a deck of cards and hands them to you.
This is a different universe.
Show me something cool, and I'll let you have them.
Magic tricks, though? Why not actual magic?
Hey, whatever the trick is, it's what you're doing, right?
She's going to think about it for a minute. And then she's going to toss the cards in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And as she reaches to touch one, she's going to cast Chain Lightning at such a low voltage that it just streaks lightning through all the cards.
And then he kind of watches you do it, and he goes, "So what's the trick?" It was cool looking.
hold on. And she's going to, like, kind of tug the thread of lightning, and when it pulls back into her hand, all of the cards are sorted into their respective decks.
Roll presence.
Ooh. 21 on hope.
On hope. Cool. He looks at it and goes, "That'll do." And he takes the cards back, and they kind of crackle a little bit, and he slides them back in his little leather pouch and tosses them into. There's a larger bag next to him, and you can see all manners of like cards and tarot cards and these big circular slates that have other like things on them. But he just throws this one back into the bag, and he kind of like nudges it away a little bit and goes, just, that was fun. Thank you. And now I will have that one forever. Here you are, and hands you like a bunch of stuff, seeds and stuff, and goes, and you could just say that the fairy that now I have bought for him to have an hour of time with, we'll just add that to this.
That sounds fantastic.
Wonderful.
I do have one more question. Did she see his deck of tarot cards in the bag?
Mm-hmm.
They're
just open tarot cards. They're like, it's just a mound of different cards and seals and stuff.
She's going to pull out her cards, and she's going to say, "Would you like to trade decks?"
I'm not allowed.
You're not allowed.
No.
That sucks. Maybe another
I'm
time.
Stuck with that one until somebody comes back for it. Never make deals with. Just don't make deals with things. You should know that. You're a fae.
I do know that. That's why I'm not making deals with that one, and she's going to point at Isis.
He looks over and goes,
Right? Like the finger wave.
Oh well. Have a good nap.
yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
Oh. What a wonderful meeting of the great Alvis, and I didn't get your name.
Well, they just call me Mayren for now.
Great. Goodbye. And he goes and sits down. And as he sits down, you can see the little fairies kind of do. But speaking of which, Asen is currently approaching a fairy that is glowing green and sitting on a rock, I guess just minding her own fucking business.
Okay. We are definitely employing all stealth tactics. So Asen is going to walk backwards because if he can't see her, she can't see him. And we're going to do it very slowly. Okay. And so like he's going to like casually look over his shoulder like every now and then just to make sure she's not looking, like snap back and then like take another step back. He's going to whistle. Right? Just to like pretend he's minding his own business. He's going to like slowly back up right into her.
Dun, 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 dun.
All of the above. Full Mission Impossible. We're doing it.
All right.
And then when he's close enough, he's going to like jump on her. Just like try and like grab her.
Quite a plan.
Give me an agility roll, and I guess. I guess it'll be your agility versus my character's instinct.
I got a 17 on hope.
Oh, we have to roll again.
You got a 17
I got a
too?
17 as well.
All right, bet.
Okay, do it again.
Doing it again. I got a 25 on fear this time.
You got me that time.
Awesome.
Doo-doo. Doo-doo.
So
Dun.
Asen like jumps, and as she starts to squirm, and she just gets out of their first like grab, and then your second hand on fear, you know what I mean, just kind of comes and grabs just like the top, just like her a little bit. And she turns, and it's just if you like just like the old other fairy, it's just this weird little amalgamation of like a person that looks like it might have been mixed with a dragonfly at some point or something.
Right.
And it's got like the little stalks and the hair and everything, and it just making a little noise like sounds at you, and
Mhm.
when it gets mad enough, a little bit of electricity just sparks off of it.
And I'll be like, that old goat guy was right. He's gonna be like, he's gonna like hold her like, you don't have to worry, we're going to be together. And he's gonna like put her in like his pants, the same place that he put the first fairy. Like, no worries.
The whole time you say as it like just... Yep. It's just stuck.
Yep.
At the moment.
So now when I go back around, I'll be like, I caught it, and we're gonna like show Veggie, and like everybody's like, we're good. Yeah. I just gotta wait for it to absorb.
A bunch of the other fairies are swarming Alvis now, and he's just like, go away, go like.
Oh God.
Now it may
like-
take a little longer.
I feel like Asen would talk to it though, like, you don't have to worry. You're, like, we're on the same team. Like, you're now going to be great. You're going to be a legend forever.
I love it.
Oh my god.
I can imagine all the little kids in Underwing trying to capture pixies now so they can get powered. Like the great Asen.
Asen's legend is going to make fairies and pixies just be on the endangered species list.
Right.
Need to finish that plan ASAP.
Yeah. So he's definitely gonna thank the old goat. It's like, good looking out.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm. Hope it all works out for you.
Is there a cart with clothes?
There's like every cart has some form of like, do you want to buy our clothes from us type of stuff. There's not like a big merchant of clothes cart now.
I guess being this close to excuse me, the ash and stuff, there's not like anything that's frilly and queenly and
Nope.
ladylike.
No, sorry. There's a tall female Fenris who currently has some female clothing. Although she's more built than super ladylike.
I mean,
Hey, nothing wrong with it.
listen, I don't know if you know this, but Mayrin would also climb Karlak like a tree, so
Yeah.
Well, this is a human, and her name is Winifred.
Um, Actually, I think the sows is pretty much all Mayren wanted.
Cool. Y'all have to go back and get Aeson's axe, and whatever Soul decides to scoop up from there.
Yeah. And I think while we're waiting on Aeson's axe, Soul is actually going around and trying to find something to replace the moonsault robes.
Oh yeah.
Just as
there's like you could buy like journeyman's clothing and stuff like that from pretty much any of these carts because everybody has extra sets of stuff. For you, I think you just need to find one of the carts that has children with them and buy one of the kids' clothes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Somebody's gonna walk around a corner, Soul's just trying on like a pink onesie almost, realizing it's a little bit too small.
Soul out here in like the full like Legend of Zelda like forest get up like.
But I would go around and just offer a bit of gold in exchange for something other than these.
Yeah.
From somebody.
Yeah, we could say you got some makeshift, like just some journeyman stuff on.
All right.
You guys would look over to where the Soul 6 caravan, or the Soul Caravan, not Soul 6, the Soul Caravan has brought their piece up. And it is Mr. Blue's cart that he has opened up for the world to buy some of his goods. And most of them are like different stuff about how to, like, it's mostly food products that you've grown. Like he's grown his own, a bunch of vegetables, a bunch of fruit. He has interesting looking fruits from places that probably are not nearby here that he has grown in his cart. And he has like other like different like vines and stuff that you can buy, and just mostly gardening stuff, quote unquote. And he's just piping away, talking to all these different people as they have a little. He's got a little everybody gathering around as he sells different stuff, but mostly the fruit. And you'd watch as people eat the fruit, a lot of them start to get a little bit more intoxicated than they probably should be as they walk away, very very untuned with the world.
I knew I liked this guy.
But yep, that's the entire little marketplace for right now. Anything else we need to do?
Before we head out, Soul's gonna walk up to Jom and just try to pull him to the side for a second.
Hey, look at you with your new stuff. And he like flicked your little shield and stuff.
And it's like darker browns and a light tan for the tunic, as opposed to the almost off-white yellow of the robes before.
Right.
And I'll look at him and just say, and I'll tell him exactly where I hid the key away when we had our encounter before. Okay. Just careful with it. It's our best shot with the forge.
It will be right where you left it.
Good. Don't want to risk losing it on the way to where we're headed.
Yeah, you all should make sure that. I mean, it's not a long trek, but it is a hard one. And when you get to those doors, you need to make sure you get inside. So, just make sure that you don't push yourselves all the way up there. But it sounds like Aeson knows where he's going. So.
You ever been there before yourself?
No, and I don't intend to go there now. That's why we're going to wait right here for you all.
All right.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of the dwarves, and I'm definitely not a fan of going underground. So we're going to just stay right here with the cart and make sure that everything is copacetic when you get back.
Spent most of my life on a floating island. It'll be weird to be beneath the ground instead of above it.
Well, you'll have to let me know how that goes.
Sure I do. And I'll nod and head back to the rest of the group.
Asen would be asking Mayrin and Isis questions about how long it takes for the fairy to absorb, like what kind of power should he expect, just peppering them. You can like hunch over to like talk to Mayrin. Obviously, Isis is about the same height, but
I feel like Isis will kind of like clock an eye with Mayrin and be like, since you already have the other two powers, this one might take a bit longer to absorb.
Like a whole day? Or like longer?
It could.
Lightning magic was very difficult for me to learn.
That is not a magic that I am familiar with, so I imagine it takes a bit longer.
Okay.
It's been about an hour. And
with the goal, I want him to keep the thing in his pants as long as humanly possible.
At the end of the hour, the little fairy kind of looks around and she like kind of turns over and she bites Asen.
Oh.
And when she does that, she turns invisible and nopes out. But she leaves you with a little like mark, and it's supposed to look like a little singe mark, like she absorbed into you. Because that's what she was told to do.
Oh my god.
Listen, I think you're ready. I think it finally happened.
He's gonna like pull down like the side of his pants where this like has happened. He has like 0 physical body shame. None. And he's gonna be like, "Did you see that?" He's like, "It didn't even take a day. I thought it was gonna have to take a whole day." He's like, "But it didn't take. You see, he left a mark. The other two didn't leave a mark. This one is definitely special, right?" Like,
oh yeah, you are definitely specially chosen for this, for sure.
Mayrin has like this array of emotions come across her face as it kind of dawns on her that now she has to keep up the electricity act for Asen.
I was like, I kind of volunteered for the fire, so like we're kind of swapping off.
Yeah. And Soul's gonna walk up and just be like, "Mayrin, why don't you show my new master how you work his new magic?"
I can do that.
yeah,
I can do that. She's going to remove Audrey from her back and kind of set her ish nearby and point with that mother look of "Don't you move." And the moment
get little legs and move, that would be cute.
the moment she looks away, this amalgamation of vines with this bulbous head just moves away. But she's going to start with something easy. She's gonna smile. We're gonna do this. This is how I taught my oldest daughter how to use this magic. And she's going to
work for boys.
I don't know. Einar's kind of like you. He likes to hit things really hard.
Okay.
She's going to throw one of her cards, and then she's going to zap it with lightning. But she's absolutely finger guns.
Okay. After watching all the steps, like he's like, "I think I'm ready." He's gonna turn to Audrey and point. "Don't you move." he's gonna turn around, right? He's gonna do the same point again. And he was like, I don't have a card. Can you toss the card?
She's gonna toss one.
And he's gonna go,
We'll
Like-
go ahead and we'll just give him a little bit. And then
As
Isis will
he's
just do the
doing
little flick of minor illusion for like a little like zap, and the card just
right? Like maybe it needs to warm up a little bit.
and she cuts.
And he was like, what if I used 2 fingers?
you should try it.
Can you shoot 2 cards, or do you want to aim for one?
I think you should go for 2 cards, Asen.
That probably is more respectable.
This is genius.
So she's gonna pull out 2 cards and she's gonna
Right.
hold them up to him.
And he's gonna like take 2 fingers, not put them together. So be like,
Yep.
Not even like this.
No.
because he learned how to do it with 1 finger, not 1 hand. Right? 2 fingers.
Yep.
You kind of see Mayrin look at Isis, and it's this look of, I see where I fucked up.
And she'll just be like, she'll just nod like, it's fine.
And she's gonna just chug them.
And, again, waving of the hands, you're going to see the little spark transfer back and forth between the 2 cards.
And then one of the cards is going to actually get electrocuted and pop as Alvis kind of walks up behind Isis and just does his own little thing to it, and then leans in and goes, "This is actually like an ongoing thing y'all have going on, huh?"
Right. But upon seeing the old goat, Asen's definitely gonna turn and be, oh my god, like, and then like pull his pants down again and be like, look, this, like, I absorbed the second fairy. You told me. He's like, I got the electricity. Like, he just saw. He left a whole little mark. Like, again, just
It left
no
a
shit.
mark. That was a good one.
I'm really excited. This is good stuff.
I'm so glad it worked out.
Right?
This is so much we're going to have to keep track of.
Because he fully expects to use all fire, lightning, and frost abilities now in combat. I need you both to understand that. You started this.
We're going to be having, like, Mayrin and I are going to be having a whole separate side battle of trying to keep Asen's magic going while we're doing our own.
Y'all are gonna have a tag team attack that's just combining the fire, ice, and lightning for him.
Now we have to find the belt.
What was the belt?
The belt that allows for the 3-way tag team. Now we have to find it.
We do. Oh my god, we do.
Amazing. Alvis kind of watches all this and goes, "Okay, well, this is wonderful, amazing stuff. I just need to get over here." And he kind of like walks in front of Asen and goes to the door of his caravan, of his like big carriage, and opens it. The inside has a large urn, and it looks like there might be some kind of like a shrine or something, but then the rest of it is like books and stuff that it's all just like, and like his little hammock that is like not even a hammock anymore. It's just like a sheet on top of a bunch of books and stuff that looks, and some hay. And he just kind of like gets his way in and goes, "Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and thank you, bye-bye." And he closes the door.
It is a wonderful day indeed.
Marin's gonna
Oh.
snatch Audrey up. How
Mhm.
far away did she get?
As you do, you see that Soul is sitting there feeding bug paste and just sharing it with Audrey.
Aww.
You know, I think that turns into some kind of milk.
What
It was good.
What did what is it? The little rat? What did the rat turn into?
Vinegar.
Vinegar. Okay. Sure. That somehow makes sense. Very good. You guys have a full day of travel ahead of you. But it's up to you all whenever you want to leave.
Speaking of, she's actually going to take Audrey to the artist formerly known as Blue's cart. And she's going to like set her inside of it.
So Blue's gonna watch. He's gonna like get a big smile and be like, "Do I have a guest?"
Please don't eat her.
Eat her.
Like the mushrooms. And also don't feed her mushrooms. I don't know what mushrooms do yet. If you do feed her a mushroom, make a note of what it turns into, please.
Does she turn things into things?
Yes.
Have a great day.
Oh no.
Make notes. Clear day.
All the notes. Mayrin.
Thank you.
He like, as you're about to leave, he leans out to all the kids and goes, "You know that one can do magic," and points to you, and all these kids just rush you. Ah! Little gaggle of children. Do us a trick. Do a trick.
She smiles at the kids and then smiles not as nicely.
He just winks.
If we're all together, Ace is gonna be like, okay. So I know we're looking for the Infernite ore. It is buried deep within the Dwarven Mountains. It's going to take us a little while to get there, but have no fear. Your Asen, your great Asen, definitely knows the way.
Do you know the way?
He does know the way.
He knows how to get to the doors of Kazak, and that's about it.
Jom said something about getting in the gates. Do you know anyone there that would let us in?
Those are two separate things. It's hard to say.
What's hard to
I
say
can get
about
us.
As we're like walking through the caravan, Mayrin is actively using wild touch to like grow flowers in all these kids' hairs.
Aww.
That's
Like
cute.
she's actively doing magic for the kids as they walk.
Yeah. So it's definitely I know where the ore is, and that's kind of the end of it.
Okay.
Realistically, Asen would be the only one that knows anything about what I'm about to say, but just for the means of having it, the doors of Kazak are up a very, very long, soot-covered walk, and when you get there, it takes a full day of worth of walking on horseback to get up to this spot. So they say once you get to the doors, if they don't let you in, you got a full day's worth of walking in soot to get back. But the nighttime, it gets really, really, it's just it's out in the open, and they say there's a lot of predators between here and there at night.
But we'll get in the first time. I wouldn't worry about the last part.
But realistically, we need to have some kind of guaranteed way to get in when we get there. Because we don't want to walk all the way there for nothing.
And while you all are sitting here, and one of the younger men from your guys' caravan, kind of like wanders up to you guys. He kind of like he's doing the thing that Asen was doing, where he's walking backwards and kind of whistling, and then he's kind of like looking around corners, and he kind of runs over to where you guys are at and goes, "Hey, I was told by Jom to let you all know that there are people over by our cart now with pictures of Asen saying that he's wanted, and might be a good time to go ahead and slip on out of here, so our lives make more sense."
So, should I autograph them first?
Nope. Time to go. We gotta go practice your magic.
But they're fans.
No,
they have pictures of me.
I understand, but you need to leave them wanting more, Asen. That's how you gain followers.
They have to follow you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying if I leave, then they follow?
Yes.
Yep.
Hence the name follow. Okay,
You're getting it.
You're right. Okay, Vashek, his people followed him everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Because he was always leaving.
Great.
This kid kind of looks around and goes, "I'll let Bocat know," and he just turns around and starts walking away.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so follow me.
Yeah, we're gonna for a little bit.
All right, listen. God help me. All I need is a stealth roll with it from Asen on advantage. So what is that?
Finesse.
Stealth is finesse, right?
Yeah.
So finesse roll on Asen, but y'all can help give him advantage, since it's a group effort of getting him out of here.
Oh,
it's a 22 on hope.
Jesus.
I was gonna give him the +2 from Follow the Queen.
You don't apparently need it.
So yeah, okay, 22 hope. Good job. You guys kind of but like you can overhear, and it's the lizard gentleman from before, now with more people, and he is looking at the caravan and talking with Jom, and you can't really overhear what he's saying, but he's definitely holding a whole list of just pictures at this point, but he has one scroll that is Asen's face. Corrected slightly from the last time you saw it.
In the correction, though, they messed up the ear instead of the jawline.
This is like one of those like Sanji moments, like where they keep, like
just
one
one
poster.
And then some other random dude, like, I've been being chased my whole life because of this picture.
So, you guys leave and get off this hillside. And there's a specific moment where you notice that you are now in, like, the vicinity of what Underwing really is. Underwing is the city, like, the remains of what used to be a giant metropolis on the horizon line that is Cinderlace. But you're close enough now that you're under the soot skies. You are on this mountainside, and the whole when they said, hey, this is like the whole walkway up is soot. This is like used like soot, almost ground down charcoal, and you're walking up on the little shards, and it almost feels like sand, like you're in this giant You're on this giant black sand dune that leads up to the side of this mountainside. And it does take an entire day's worth of walking. There's even a part where the animals that you would have with you, if you were to have brought like horses or anything like that, they wouldn't have been able to do this trek. They would have had to stop and be helped up the side of the hill.
You know, sometimes this life can get rough. You get knocked down, but you gotta get up. Keep going. I'd have been knocked down 1,000 times, yeah, I traveled around 1,000 miles, feeling so tired, but you know I can't stop now. Came way too far, won't throw in the towel. It ain't looking real good, but I won't give up. Pac said that I gotta keep my head up, so I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I'm standing right here. Demons all around, but I ain't got no fear. You can kick me around, but I won't stay down. I run this town, ain't backing down. We going them rounds. Yeah, the winds will blow, but these roots too deep. I'm on my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. In the fire now, but I won't be burned. I was waiting for this, and now it's my turn. Sweat on my face, blood in my eyes. Been underground, now I aim for the sky. Don't quit now, you can last longer. All these wounds only making you stronger. Don't give up now, yeah, you gotta climb. But we give it your all until the end, until the end of time.
We ain't going nowhere. We'll be standing right here until the end of time. Till the end of time. We ain't going nowhere. We'll be standing right here until the end of time. Till the end of time. Until the end of time. Till the end of time.
Yeah. Been through a whole lot, but we overcome. Enemies in our face, but we ain't gon' run. Never drift off course, always stay on mission. Won't slow us down, cause we way too driven. Yeah, we put in these 10,000 hours. You won't stop us, cause we got the power. Whole world is watching, and I hope they ready. From here on out, we are legendary.
You can kick me round, but I won't stay down. I run this town, ain't backing down. We going them rounds. Yeah, the winds will blow, but these roots too deep. I'm on my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat.
Turn the lights up now, welcome to the show. I ain't never gonna stop, this is all I know. My eyes on the prize, until I die. I'm gonna rise, level up to the skies. Yeah, we here now, we were chosen. All the pain brought us to this moment. Watch everything we work for fall in line. We gon' give it our all until the end of time.
We ain't going nowhere. We'll be standing right here until the end of time. Till the end of time. We ain't going nowhere. We'll be standing right here until the end of time. Till the end of time. Until the end of time. Till the end of time. Until the end of time. Till the end of time.
We ain't going nowhere. We'll be standing right here until the end of time. Until the end of time. We ain't going nowhere. We'll be standing right here until the end of time. Until the end of time.
Until the end of time. Till the end of time. Until the end of time. Till the end of time.
So you guys have just, our party has just made this long trek. The light is dimming because you are underneath the soot-covered skies. But also it is becoming nightfall at this point, and you're staring up at the mountainside where the doors, the great gates of Kazak, are built into the stone and the metal that interlace with just the mountain itself. And this is it. There's just two giant closed metal doors in front of you.
I think last time we talked about there were like dwarves on top or something.
Yes, there are 2 sleeping dwarves up top.
Aiton's just gonna like knock on the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them kind of nudges the other, and they both quickly do this back and forth. You can't really hear them, but you can hear one of them kind of doing rock paper scissors to see who's going to answer it. It takes a little bit of time. It's a little bit longer than you'd probably like to sit and wait, but then one of them peeks their head over and goes, "I'm Brainhelt. What can I do for you?"
I am Aeson. I seek audience with the Dwarven King.
No.
Clearly, you didn't hear what I said. I am the great Aeson, warrior of the pits, and you will get me my audience with the king.
They both talk to each. He looks down and goes, and you can hear like whispers. If you had better ears, you'd be able to hear one of them ask, "Do you know who Aeson is? What's an Aeson?" "It must be that tall thing down there. They're always tall. We're dwarves." And it's back and forth for a little bit. And then, again, longer time passes than you'd like. What can you what?
So I would first, I guess I'm going to wait till he responds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then he puts his head back over. This is just a little tiny head over top of like the like ridge of this big metal gate. And he kind of puts his head back over. It's in like the little like rocky outcropping. And he goes, "I don't know an Aeson. And you look very tall. You're not one of us."
You're just going to like hear Aeson's side, like, "This is insulting to a warrior of my caliber. Surely you know how to treat warriors amongst dwarves." So he's gonna like, can I roll for like intimidation or something?
Sure.
While that's going on, Soul's just gonna lean over to Mayrin and be like, "Do we really need the king? Is this?" I feel like he's going a little over the top.
What's the roll for intimidation?
That's presence.
Presence, and you have advantage on it, I believe.
I do.
Mayrin just kind of mumbles back, I could use an audience with the king.
Jesus.
Oh my god, that is a 6 on fear. WTF.
Oh, great roll! Great roll!
Oh my
Good
god.
So it's just the dice telling stories, because realistically, they're on the top of this giant tower. Like they are so far up that like you couldn't throw a rock. Maybe Aeson could throw a rock at him. I don't really know. But like this is, or actually Soul could probably throw a rock at him. Aeson isn't. But like it's one of those things where like they don't really look like they could get scared of something down there. You know what I mean? Like they could just close the gate up and not have to worry about it. Type of thing. It's like being behind bulletproof glass in a bank. You know what I mean? Like, what you really gonna do?
Oh my god, okay.
So he kind of looks down and goes, "Well, I mean, why don't you first take the tone out your voice, and then second, why don't we talk reasonably? You're not one of us. You have no reason to be here. And our king is not going to just see some commoner." And he looks over and goes, "You and your pets can go."
And, okay, so I guess Ace will respond with, "First, I talk with a tone worthy of the station, right, of a warrior of my caliber. Secondly," I don't know what he said second, but third, I assure you, I happen not to be a commoner. I have not, I don't know. Let's see, great warrior of the pits. And he'd like show his like Skedith. He's like, friend, I fought many great warriors, and show like the Skedith little pin. And he was like, and Dragon Slayer, I have reason to speak with the king.
The dwarf's eyes kind of like glaze a little bit, and they get bigger. God. He stands rightfully up a little bit more, and he leans over so that his little body is kind of like hanging off of this cliff a little bit. And he goes, "Hold that last thing up. Did you say you're with the sketa?"
He'll hold it up and he'll say he fought with this. He fought with the Skedith or against the Skedith to show his worthy or his power.
He turns. He has one of those things. You need to get up. Underwing, get up. Hold on, look. And then you see this like woman's head come up, and she looks, and you hear, you have one of their icons.
Yes. I fought against Vashat.
Stay right there. And then she puts her head down. They both go down after yelling, "Stay right there." Time passes. I want to say 5 or so minutes of nothing.
Totally impatiently tapping my foot like, can't believe it.
You start to hear like, and like the door starts like you can hear things on the other side of the door, and the middle like piece of the door slide open, and a bunch of crossbows come out and they shoot at you guys. Hold on, I gotta roll to hit.
Oh my god!
At the same time, Soul, like right before that happens, Soul's just looking at Asen like, if they don't let us in, throw me.
If they don't
I can get in.
Throw me. All right. First, I guess I should randomize the bullets.
Like completely insulting. I feel like they should totally just open the doors. Do they not know? Like clearly.
All right. So I have 2 on Asen, 1 on Soul, and 2 on Mayrin. And Isis, you got out of this somehow.
Well, giant intimidating cat.
So Asen.
Right?
Okay, so Asen, I rolled a nat 20 and a 24 to hit you. You're right in the front, though. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's fine. You said you rolled a 19 and a 20?
A nat 20 and a 24. But the nat 20 doesn't count because it's just... I don't have crits on my side.
I see. So I'm going to get out of one of them, so...
I gotta say, y'all lucky I can't hit nat 20s. Mayrin, I hit you with 1. And Soul... Soul, do I hit you on a 16?
Yes, my evasion's 9.
That's what I thought. Okay. All right, so I hit each of you once. As far as I can
He ain't
tell.
gonna take no damage though, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware. Okay, so each of you that got hit, I need you to go ahead and make a strength roll. But each of you also will take 5 HP. Just 5 damage.
About to say 5 HP. Whew.
No,
that's a little over half.
Wow.
All right, I got a 10 on the strength roll.
Be a 19 on fear.
12 on fear.
Oh, mine was hope.
Cool. Okay, the 10 and the 12, you both get floored as these little arrows hit you, and they kind of hurt, and then they go and explode, and they with force just push you to the ground. Soul, I don't really know if you even take damage, but anyway, like I
No.
said, they all do 5 damage.
Is that 5 additional damage?
No, it's just 5 damage, and then the other ones floor you to the ground. And then the whole gate closes up. The part where they were looking shuts down. Like, they go into full bunker mode, and you just hear laughter behind the doors. And then you hear just from a voice, "If you like the rats, why don't you go play with them more?"
Right.
Right. So I guess Asen is now getting up off the ground.
It is
But, like-
it is getting dark. Like, this is nighttime coming in, and you can start to hear like rocks churn, and like I said, there's large creatures out here at night.
God.
Well, plan B.
What's plan B? I was like, we need to figure out a way to get inside, but what's plan B?
Soul is gonna look at Asen and just be like, "Think you can get me close to the top? I can climb the rest of the way."
Climb. Okay. Where are you climbing, buddy?
Oh, I was asking Asen if he thinks he can get me close to the top, so I can try and climb over to one of their little things they shuttered down.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Here's my dumb question.
Yeah.
Right. So Soul is super tanky. Soul doesn't really take damage. So I feel like we shouldn't have to be worried about that first of all. Is my first logical step in this process that I'm thinking. Second of all, I have preservation blast. So could I realistically just like blast Soul up a little higher to give him like the momentum to have less to climb?
So yes, I'm. You all could get sold to the top of like, well, to the little area that they've shut down. My problem is that like when they bunker down, it's just looking at the side of a mountain that's covered in metal. So it's like I don't really know where you're
What
going
that
per
would do.
se. I'm
Think-
happy to let Soul go up there and try and open the thing like a can opener.
The idea would be to go up there, look for any kind of small opening, and if not, try and yank something open.
That sounds fine. Okay.
Because I'm assuming I don't realistically think we're going to be able to talk them into opening the gate at this point. I don't know what
Yeah,
else
we
there
are
is.
officially on Asen's bad side. This is ridiculous.
Dwarves.
We could have done this the nice, easy way.
Yeah.
So they just have an issue with us, I guess, personally, because we dealt with the sketa? Is that what the problem, I'm assuming, is?
They're not fans of foreigners.
Oh.
And yeah, well, we'll learn further. Yeah, I guess go ahead and see if you would damage our boy Soul on the way up if you want. And Mayrin, why don't you go ahead and give me a perception roll, which is what is it?
Instinct.
Instinct, yeah.
I was gonna fly him to the top because I can become a giant eagle.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well then yeah. Well then let's
You know, or we could do that. That's a
let's-
better idea.
let's switch that up. Giant eagle will fly you
I
to the
agree.
top.
No, no, y'all make your decision.
Okay, what are we actually doing?
If I fly him to the top, I have advantage on perception rolls.
If you fly
Well,
him to
then that
if you fly him to
works
the top, you're not making the perception roll. Somebody down here is.
That's dumb.
I'm pretty good at perception, so if you want to do that, I can do the perception roll.
I'll fly him up there because at least I can catch him if he falls.
Yeah.
All right.
You forget I've got sticky fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're dealing with dwarves.
Yeah. But have the dwarves seen a frog?
They've apparently seen rats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so Mayrin, why don't you describe your bird?
It's just this large, brown-ish eagle. And she's probably closer to Asen's height than she was in her normal form. So, like, think the big eagles from the Lord of the Rings.
I was thinking more
They
like
could fly them all the way to Mordor. I knew it.
I was thinking more like Marahute, but if anybody even knows who that is, I don't know, give you a gold star. But that's cool. Rescuers Down Under. It's cool. It's fine.
Aw.
I love that movie.
It's a cute movie.
I was just thinking about that. I was like,
I didn't
ever
remember that. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, the eagle's name is Marahute. All right. So, giant brown eagle carrying a frog. Here we go.
I was going to say, I can carry up to 2 people in this form.
Asen, do you want to go too?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I'll keep
We're
lookout.
gonna break open this thing.
All right, here we go. Our sky team here. Last time.
Sky Team 5.
Yeah.
Sky Team 5 to Sky Team 5.
Yes.
Ground Team 5.
We're on liftoff.
Okay. Isis, please just give me a perception roll, which is instinct.
Well, it's a 19, but it's with fear, so I don't know.
19. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start with you guys up top in the sky team. What are we? Give me an idea of what we're doing.
Soul is looking around and just trying to see if there's an opening, and if not, I'm gonna just look up to Mayrin and be like, "Drop me next to one of the shutters."
Very cool. So you guys get up to the top, or well, not the top, because again, this is just a mountain face. So you get to like the top of the doors per se, and there is like this little like what is it, concave area that has these 2 big metal. They almost look like if they like put shields together to make shutters, but it's very it's more like to keep something safe from arrows or projectiles, and so you can definitely like pull these things to the side, and as you would like kind of rip these big metal pieces off or move them to the side or just kind of jankily get them out of the way, you'd realize that this little like foxhole area is just that. It's just a foxhole area with now a very boarded up, or not boarded up, but like there's a big like rock face where you don't see how they would get in or out. It just looks like a foxhole, and you're kind of looking around and you're like, where, like, it just looks like this, like the mountainside with a big dugout, you know what I mean? But you and Asen are up top there, and Mayrin Hootie over there is I guess circling.
Yeah, I was trying to figure. I was like, Asen's kind of big. I don't think he would actually like fit in whatever small foxhole you were kind of. Oh, okay.
You might have to squat, but these are still dwarves. They're wide.
They were comfortably laying here, like
Thinking like
sleeping,
Ace and Duck walking,
duck walking.
right? I guess we should probably like search around for like panels or doors. I mean, because they had to get from where they are down.
If you want to give me a knowledge roll, that'd be cool. That's a good analyze the area.
Actually, Joel, do you have a better knowledge?
I at least have a
Mine's
0 in knowledge.
Mine's a 0 too.
But we can do the help thing to give advantage, I believe.
Yep.
Good, that's fine. All right. So it helped with advantage. Let's see. All right, that is a 20 on hope.
Nice.
You?
I know, right?
Jason's very smart.
He has moments of genius.
Broken clock is right twice a day.
So, Jesus. Your broken clock is right twice a day is wild. No, you're looking around and Asen, you're not very keen on magic overall. But you can see that some of the rock face is much fresher than the others. And you'd have an idea that one of these large boulders is probably more like a trap door. You're able to push it in and push it out. And so it would take a little bit of strength or a little bit of time maybe, but you realize that this boulder right here basically is the one that you're looking for. It's the doorway. No magic involved, but as far as you can tell, there's not really a lot of magic to be had,
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Well, we found the door.
Yeah.
So
On finding that, Soul's gonna go over to the opening that we made and just try to holler down to Isis. Found a way in.
Great.
Isis, you rolled perception though, and you rolled a 19. So he's calling down, and you can hear things moving around. Off to the side, like your peripheral vision, you can see two yellow eyes, like kind of peek up in the darkness from one of the mountain sides.
She would probably try to do her best to stand a little bit taller and look a little tougher, but she just keeps backing her way to the door. She's like, "Great, can you guys figure out how to get me up there?"
While you're talking and doing all that, you just hear, wrong way.
I'm sorry?
The eyes kind of go away for a second, and then you just hear from the darkness again, "This is the wrong way."
The wrong way for what?
You got shot at already.
Oh, so we don't want to... You're saying it's dangerous in there? We don't want to go in there.
There's like some time. Hurts. Yes, hurts.
It does. But I feel like there's a lot more out here that we were told we needed to worry about first. Right?
Oh, out here hurts more.
So then I'll take the lesser hurt, I think.
Still the wrong way.
What would be the right way?
Roll presence.
I'm gonna spend a hope to add my experience to it, just in case. Be prepared, because I'm prepared. Okay, presence. That's a 12 on fear.
Okay. Mayrin, what are you doing at the moment? Still circling?
Is there room for me to like land on the thing?
I think that it would get a little crowded.
I just like want to land on the ledge. I don't want to be in
Oh.
there with them.
Okay, yeah, you could probably land on like the ledge or some. You could land on some rocks. You said you have advantage on perception while you're an eagle.
Mm-hmm.
Are you keeping eyes on Isis at all?
That was the plan.
So while
'Cause
you're
those two, at least, they can fight their way out if they have to.
up there, doing this whole thing, you look down, and you can see, like, little motes, little beady eyes, as a couple of these rat people that you've met kind of come out the side of one of these big holes in the wall, and one of them is kind of, and they're all like kind of conversing and then talking back to Isis.
I guess the other two would probably hear this sound from the eagle that sounds like laughter. Because this all just could have been easier. We could have talked to the rats.
If we hear you laughing, then Soul's gonna turn around towards you and just, what's going on? Not knowing if you can talk or not in that form.
You know, it doesn't say I can't.
Wow.
Her head kind of tilts in that whole eagle 90-degree turn, and she just rats.
Like the sketa?
Yeah, see, at that point, Ace is gonna turn around and be like, "Wait, what?" Like before all that, y'all were just like, he was still upset. These dwarves are seriously gonna learn a lesson.
Maybe we can teach him a lesson later.
I have decided I will not broker an alliance with them.
Okay.
They shot the queen.
Shot the queen.
If there's rats, maybe we take Asen down to them.
Right? Yes. That would probably make things easier. Maybe we can go up behind and like sneak behind him and just like,
Why are we killing the rats or the dwarves?
the dwarves, obviously.
Oh.
Asen needs uppies, Mayrin.
Did we go down and talk to the rats?
Yes, that definitely sounds like a. Let me see. Like, is that
Better
worth it?
plan.
And if it doesn't work out, we know the way in.
I was just trying to figure out, like, on the way down, if we could leave like this giant, like, claw mark, like all the way down the metal.
Instead of flying down, I just kind of drop down, float down with my wings open, and scratch my claws down the door.
Right.
As a clear, I'll be back, type of. This isn't over.
All right, so you guys pile on to the bird, and something. You guys get on to Marin, and she begins to, like, get ready to take off. And then each of you can, everybody, in fact, Isis as well, can go ahead and I need a agility roll, as well as a presence roll from all of you.
Can I roll the agility with advantage for the Ridgeborn?
I don't think that that will come into effect for this.
Okay, agility and
Present.
Agility and presence.
presence.
And just let me know if you get above a 20 on any of them.
No.
Definitely not.
I got a 26 on agility.
Good job. So, as you guys begin to take off, there is this loud quake, and it feels like it doesn't just feel like an earthquake, because this is the sky shaking as well. This is clouds tearing away from sunlight for the very first time in this area, and then quickly filling further. You, for a brief moment, could see the moonlight here, probably the first time in half an age, as the entire ground begins to retch. It almost feels like the world spins slightly faster for a moment. Or maybe it stops and you're still going the speed that it was going. It's like being in a car crash where you're still moving the speed, but the car stops immediately against the wall. Your whole body seems to want to fall. Even from the sky, Mayrin, you feel like your breath is taken away. And Isis, you somehow are able to stay standing as all these sketa fly out from the side of this thing. You see like 3 of them roll out, and one of them slam into this rock. As more rocks begin to tumble off the mountainside, you can hear like screaming from inside the mountainside. You can hear howls of everything coming from all around you. It almost sounds like the animals from from everywhere just launch. This whole world has moved. And you see the horizon line stand up and shake off as Cinderlace stands up for the first time and roars. And the roar itself causes the sky to quake, the earth to stop, and the mountain itself to split and crack a little bit. Earthquakes happen. Lava begins to flow out from all around. You can see parts of Underwing itself crumble in the distance. The skyline literally changes. And the roar is so loud that it makes most things, it pierces your mind. It hurts. The moonlight quickly is enveloped by more soot and cinder and smoke as he lets out a large beacon of fire that rolls upwards into the sky and broils the sunset itself. The smoke comes so fast that this area, the wind picks up and pushes Mayrin and you guys to the ground. Before you realize it, Isis, you're standing and everybody around you is just on the ground, pushed down. Soot begins to snow. And with this, everything begins to scatter. The sketa stands up and looks at you and goes, "Come, run! No, we gotta go!" And he immediately points to the hole in the wall that is slowly beginning to crumble and fall inwards. And he says, "Come, quick, 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 quick. And they all try and hold the cave-in from happening and give you time to make your way into the mountainside.
Oh shit. She would turn and look at everybody, but then she would just dart towards the hole.
Yeah.
For those of you that fell, not only do you have to mark 3 stress, you will lose 1 hope, and everybody except for Isis will take 2 HP.
Oh shoot.
This is Cinderlace standing up and roaring and then laying back down. I just need to know if you're going to follow quickly into the mountainside or if you're going to stay out here.
Definitely follow quickly.
Yeah,
It's
if Isis runs, I'm following behind.
She would, as she goes in the hole, try to do her best to keep it open too.
Oh, give me a strength check. I don't need to know if it's fear or whatever. I just need to know the number for this because I'm not going to add a fear dice if you rolled fear.
Oh, okay. Well, it's 15. It's on fear, but it's a 15.
A 15. So on a 15, I will say that because of you and the sketa, all 3 of you will get in, Mayrin, Aeson, and Sol, as long as you guys are hustling to get through. And I won't make you all roll another agility check to get through and not take damage from the cave-in. I will say that I think that Isis, you should have to use a hope for this.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
As you guys get into this area, you would see this is like a little pocket where the sketa are. They're using these like little hole, like burrows to get to the side, to get into the side and the beneath the, almost like they have their own little canyon beneath the mountain. Mayrin, are you still a bird?
No.
Okay. Good, because the mice wouldn't like you as a bird.
Well, they definitely weren't going to like what I was going to turn into, so.
Oh, well. But the sketa are all kind of like looking at you guys, and one of them points to Aeson, and the other one kind of goes, no, you ask, and they both kind of like slowly get into like a little fight, like you know, like a friendly fight real fast, and then the one like smacks him in the face, and he goes, oh, okay, fine, and he walks over and goes, you said you have one of our icons, a sketa icon. You said the name Vashat.
I had a warrior's duel with Vashat. Landed 3 blows on him, and he gave me this badge of honor to prove.
He grabs the badge out of your hand and like looks at it, like sniffs it, and he turns and goes, "It smells like Vashat." And then they all like make all these like sounds, and then the one gives it back to you. He like puts it into your hand, it's not. There's like no manners about this. It's like he pushes it into your hand. He pushes it, and he goes, And then they all start to like form up. Like this is like 50 mice or 50 rats like slowly getting like trying to like get around to ask a question, and they're all like looking and they're all like smelling and stuff, and then one of them goes, well, how are you alive?
I just told you we had a duel.
Yeah,
It was a challenge.
Poisons.
Yes, his blades did have poison.
They all start talk back and forth, and then this like tall, I want to say like more muscular female sketa comes out, and she like pushes one of them to the side and goes, "My gosh, I am so sorry for my children. They all, you have fought one of their surface people call them heroes. And you are alive. Vashat's poison is bedtime stories down here." And she smiles, thinking she's making sense.
Vashat is indeed a great warrior. Even though it was just a challenge, I barely escaped with my life.
Hmm.
Mm.
You hear
And this was my
Mayrin,
reward.
Mayrin like clicks her hooves on the ground, and after a moment, like little flowers spring up in this circle around, and everybody gets to heal 2 hit points.
Oh, nice.
Mm. She looks, the rat woman looks, and she smiles. You are a earth crafter like me.
Yes.
And she looks and she tries really hard. Again, not a lot of magic to be had, but she has this little she has a little rod with her. And when she touches the rod to one of the flowers, they get a little bit bigger. Like double in size.
Wow.
That's the kind of magic we need for Asen.
Yeah, it is.
And she says, "You see, this is how we make our tunnels. When my children are tired."
But this is how I kept him on his feet until the antidote for the poison could kick in.
You make an antidote. To do battle with Vashet's poison.
I'm more interested in the poison, but I need the big guy here to stay on his feet.
They're definitely gonna look at you like you weren't the one that, had to take all of his attacks. Like, don't steal my glory.
And then a bunch of these like other sketa, like these little kids, they're like children, are all like looking, like coming up to Soul and like slowly like creeping out of the shadows to like poke him because they're like, it's a frog person.
Yeah.
I think if I see them admiring, I'll look for one of the flowers and just snatch it up with my tongue, just to give them something to look at.
And they all bowl over. This is like think like the little kids from like the Disney Robin Hood movie. Like they're all having just like a ball, like talking to Soul. And
It tastes like strawberries.
And one of the more like brave children kind of make their way over to Isis. And he's like standing. He tries to stand all tall so he can be like I'm gonna be the one to do this.
Yeah.
And he like comes up to like your knee.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes over and goes, "Excuse me."
She would look down. Oh, yes.
I'm and he's like trying to hold this voice that he's doing. I'm Povlik. I am can I pet your tail?
She would think about it for a minute. She'd be like, Povlik, because of your brave nature coming up to visit me, You may. And she would turn around and put the tail out in front of him.
And he like looks at everybody and he touches your tail and he goes, "It's so cool!" And like his voice cracks and everything.
She would like twitch it a little bit, be like, "Yeah, it's really cool."
And like as it twitches, he gets scared and runs. He gets scared and like runs away for a second, and then he comes back and he's like, and you hear, "She's so fluffy," and like all of them start talking. And this is
She'll
like,
just sit down then and let all the children pet her because she's soft.
yeah, all of the children swarm over to Isis and start like making the circle, and like some of them are bringing you things. So there's like little whatevers, like little trinkets and like doodads and like little handmade, low crafted things. But through all of
Aw.
it, one of them hands you this piece of dark steel ore. This
Mm.
it has this red inlay to it, and
Mhm.
this and it's very shiny. And this is the ore that you're looking for.
Yeah, I kind of figured she would look at it and she would look to the child who gave it to her and be like, "This is so cool. Where did you get this?"
It's from where I sleep.
It's from where you sleep? You know what? You should show me and my friends. I've never seen anything like this before.
And this thing's eyes look over, saucers against this little tiny, very, very, very frail little sketa's body. Like this is like the baby.
The
And-
baby.
And she like looks over to her mom, the tall sketa, the tall female sketa, and she goes, we brought them to get them out of the cold and the trouble. What do you need to see where we sleep for?"
She would hold up the medal that the child gave her, be like, it's one of the reasons why we're here. So I was just trying to get more of this so I could look at it.
And she puts her hand up like to throw it to her. And then she catches it and kind of looks it over. "This is dwarven," and she tosses it back. And she's like, "This is the dwarven's we'd have to bring you to their refineries to get more."
It's why we were knocking on their door in the first place. We need the Infernite ore.
I can show you the right direction, but my children cannot go with you. I have to keep them safe.
No, of course. I would never ask for you to put your children in danger. But pointing us in the right direction would be very helpful.
You can leave this way again if somebody if you unburrow the area. This is normally our way out. But the dwarves are not going to let you have none of this. They are not going to play nice.
So we've noticed.
Whether they play nice or not, we're taking it.
If you are a friend of Vashat's, then we tell Vashat you're here. But until then, I give you directions, yes?
Yes.
And then she looks at Mayrin. We barter, you and I?
Sure.
You said you make antidote to counter Vashat's poison.
Mm-hmm.
I would like antidote for Vashat's poison. I have we have ongoing duel to settle. And she smiles. And when she smiles, you can see cuts and scrapes all across her face that like pierce through her pieces of her fur.
Okay.
And And she like kind of points to you. What do you want? I want antidote. What do you want?
She seems thoughtful for a moment. Because she hadn't planned on trading with anyone today.
Oh, let me find
Well,
out I caught May Rin out.
This evening. Because she's already traded for today.
Ah.
She smiles a little bit as she reaches into Audrey's mouth and pulls out this this little vial of liquid about that size
Mm-hmm.
and hands it to her. It says, "You're already doing so much for us. Let's just consider it payment."
Fair trade. And she puts it in her little pouch next to her. It rattles. You can hear it like get hit against a bunch of other glass. And she smiles and says, I will take my children to bed and then bring you all to the dwarven outskirts of their city. The rest is up to you. Maybe you tell us why you're looking for this ore, though. But first, I will need to be right back. And she kind of like circles her children. A bunch of them whine because they have to stop petting Isis. A couple of them have to stop playing with Soul. One of them is like asking Asen for his autograph.
I feel like in exchange for all the cool things that the kids gave her, Isis would reach in her bag and pass out little little mouse toys that she had for Booty. Be like, "Oh yeah, here's our little sketa looking toys," and be like, "These are my daughter's favorite," and she would give everybody one.
I just knew you were gonna say like gold stars or like stickers.
But one of the kids, and this is like the child that would like I play in the woods and fight kids with sticks type of thing. Mm-hmm. And this kid walks up and he's got his big it's like a big piece of sheet metal that he uses as his like sword, and he walks up to Ace and he holds it up and goes, "Will you give me your name on this because you fought Vashat and you did not die?"
You hear Mayrain whisper, "But he almost died."
You're gonna turn around and give him that look like
He almost died and he lives to tell about it.
A great warrior always almost dies. That means it's a good fight.
oh, somebody gets it. and Asen's gonna sign like the back of it, right? And be like, "You know what? When you get a little bit older, come find me. You can be one of my first followers."
He thinks. And he looks around and goes, "Follower. Does that mean we will fight?"
Yes.
He turns and goes, "I'll find you," and puts the little thing on his shoulder and walks away like he's doing something big. And this is just like a kid with like a wiffle ball bat type of thing.
And you have your first student.
You have your first follower.
Technically, he's my fifth. I already counted all of you too.
But, anyway, that's where this episode ends. I would like to say that you all level up. And we'll see you all next time. Have a good one.
Bye.
Hey,
Bye.
bye.